Right from a young age, I'd always been interested in the night sky, the planets, the stars. When I was a young boy, I'd always seen more stars than what there are now. There used to be thousands and millions in the sky. But things were about to change, as it was my 13th birthday and I got my first telescope, and this is where the adventure began. I remember focusing in on the moon for the first time, seeing the huge craters and the mountains. That was something very special. I remember one evening focusing in on the moon. I seen a shiny object fly from the left-hand side of the moon, casting a shadow all the way across the moon and then disappearing into the right-hand side. We're in the 1970s. There's no internet, no computers. Was I the only one that saw this? I don't know, but it stuck with me for a long, long time. Over the next few years, I lost a bit of interest in looking at the moon and the stars. It was nothing more but getting older. I was at school, I had exams, I got into music. My dad was into rock music, and it got me into rock music. And to be quite honest, music seemed a bit cooler than looking at the stars. And then came the internet. This allowed me to look up facts about the moon, see other people's pictures about the moon, and see if anyone else had seen the object similar to what I had. And sure enough, they had. And the pictures I was seeing on the internet just amazed me, and I wondered how people was actually getting pictures like this. So I brought another telescope to see if I could replicate the pictures that I was seeing online. The next telescope I brought was bigger and better, more modern, and it also had a camera attachment with it. It allowed me to view deep into space. I've seen the rings around Saturn, I've seen the moons of Jupiter, I've seen Mars, I've seen the crescents of Venus, I've seen the Crab Nebula, I've seen all sorts with it, but I still couldn't get the pictures I wanted from it. So this was a short-lived telescope. It took so much setting up, and it becomes such a lonely life sitting in the garden on a cold, frosty evening. Because people would only come and only want to see it once. They'd only want to see what you've seen once. I'd be dead excited I'd found the rings around Saturn. They'd put their eye to the eyepiece, they'd knock the telescope, and that was it. They lost interest. So eventually I lost interest. And then along came the cameras. The camera was amazing. It opened a whole new world of the universe and the planets. I always had this vision that I wanted to share what I've seen with other people, because other people don't get the chance to see it. The universe is such a fascinating place, and the camera bridges this gap very well. Another question I'm always asked is, do I believe in aliens? Well, yes, I believe there's something, and it's probably more intelligent than what we are, whether it lives on the moon or Mars, or whether it's already on the Earth. I definitely believe there's something else out there. We're not the only ones in the whole of the universe. The other question I get asked is, do I think we've set foot on the moon? And I'd love to say yes, but I've got to say no, unfortunately. I don't think we have. Apollo 11, 1969, computer guided to the moon. Well, computers were as big as a skyscraper. And the fact that they spoke to Earth on a telephone, clear as a bell from the moon to Earth, yet we've all got mobile phones, we struggle to get a signal 2 miles from each other. So just little things like that say we haven't been to the moon, but that's just my opinion.